So my name is Linda. I currently work as a postdoc at Karolinska Institutet in the field of spatial transcriptomics, neurogenomics and oncology. And I know I wanted to work in research when I was about 16 years old, finding science to be both fascinating and exciting, in particular biology. So the Coaching and Science Initiative, or CSI, is a grassroots initiative that I co-founded with a colleague, Sami Sarenpää, in 2023. And our vision is that well-being and mental health skills are human rights and of monumental importance to scientific excellence. And we hold seminars, workshops, and events on topics related to mental health and well-being in academia. We also work as a resource library via our webpage and our YouTube channels, where we collect our own materials and recommended external material that we think it could be good and helpful to people or students. And we hope to raise awareness and keep up the conversation on how important mental health is and how mental tools can assist us with this. As scientists, we are trained for technical work, but often left to navigate the emotional psychosocial aspect of daily life as a scientist by ourselves. We get instructions for how to set up experiments and analyze the results, but we are often left to ourselves when it comes to emotional navigation. For example, when multiple experiments failed, which is not uncommon in science. As an example, top-performing athletes that spend most of their time perfecting their physical skills often have access to mental performance or psychology professionals to help them handle setbacks. And in contrast, scientists do not, even though our greatest resource is our brains and our minds, which we train during many years in knowledge on and technical skills. However, in general, there's like a broad lack of access to mental tools and training that we definitely need as scientists, because science is all about going where no one has gone before, exploring unknowns and viewing things in new ways. And this is done under great uncertainty and under tremendous amount of time and resource pressure. So as scientists, I think there is a lot we can learn from the success of top-performing athletes and sports psychology. I think that, for example, the coping with pressure framework used in Pulse resonates well with what we are doing. For example, in CSI, many of the different mental tools and skills we use and explain are practical aspects of coping with pressure. And from what I've seen in general, this type of skill building is not included as a standard part of the training received as a scientist. Rather, it has been something that we are left to figure out ourselves, and this is also one of the major reasons that we started CSI, but it is encouraging to see that these types of skills are given more attention, and I hope that they become a natural part of the scientific education in the future. Yeah, it's been in general very positive. We see engagement across departments, universities, and even PhD students from other countries, especially via the workshops that we run. And here the stress and burnout theme has been very popular. For example, we have held workshops with PhD students from different programs within Sweden, such as the Swedish National Graduate School in Medical Bioinformatics, and also the Karolinska Institutet's PhD conference. And for the long track training program, which is a EU funded via the Marie Sklodowska-Curie grant, we held a workshop with them. They came up from Spain, and when they were visiting Stockholm. Yeah, so using mindfulness or mind-body practices, this helps us keep our nervous system calm, and then it becomes easier to regulate our emotion, and this greatly improves our ability to communicate and be empathetic towards others, but also the complex thinking requires that we have our emotions regulated. And this is particularly important in science, where we all come from diverse backgrounds with different cultural and life experiences. So While this diversity has the potential to make us more innovative together as a team, it also requires psychological environments that feel safe to realize this potential. And we need to feel safe enough to ask questions about things we don't understand or discuss things we disagree with without being shamed for doing so. And there are studies showing this, and that the most important factor for solving complex problems in a team setting is not about putting a lot of smart people in a group. The most important skill is actually about social sensitivity, such as empathy, and equality in distribution of conversational turn taking. So making sure that all perspectives are heard, and mindfulness and body practices in calming the nervous system indirectly helps with this. I think that this study reflects very well the high pressure environment of doing a PhD or a postdocs. To postdoc. So science naturally has a lot of uncertainties because we are trying to do and learn new things that have not been done before or known before. So that said, we could do a lot more to prepare the students in the scientific training to meet such uncertainties and how to handle them, like on a human level, not just a technical level. Um, the scientific environment also has a lot of uncertainties we can work on reducing, such as difficulties with finding a place of living, short contracts, or working permit visas. But ultimately, we also need a shift in our whole culture, what we value in science. Will we only give grants and money to groups publishing papers in high impact journals, or should we also put demands on funding that actions are taken to cultivate a healthy psychosocial work environment for students? So are we building a system of mass production of publications where the people doing the science are used up and later discarded? Or do we want to build something more sustainable with increased chances of new major scientific breakthroughs? And with CSI, we can help to some extent and provide mental tools and skills for students to cope with these situations. But in the end, this will not be enough. Long term, we do need some system level changes coming from the top of the people at the top of the system. I haven't started a group yet, but it's something I really want to do. So, if given the opportunity to start my own group, I will make sure that the development of the psychosocial environment is central. This is the foundation from which we innovate and borrow mental strength from when things are challenging. So, while the group leader's role is to set out and develop a research program, this cannot be done without the collaboration of the students and other research groups. So, to reduce the pressure to publish, I think it is important to help guide students in how their project involvement is structured as well. I view the set of projects one is involved in a little bit like a stock portfolio, where it's important to balance low and high risk projects in accordance with the student's goal, which can look a bit different for a PhD student or a postdoc. But these are important things to consider when designing projects and setting up collaborations. So there needs to be a sustainable balance between what the research program and the people contributing to it requires. Well, I think that starting conversation on mental health and well-being is broadly welcomed at SciLifeLab. People are generally interested and willing to engage. Before we started, we also interviewed other initiatives that were already up and running at SciLifeLab, and we talked to the SciLifeLab management and administration to better understand what type of format the initiative would work through. And this was very helpful to us because we wanted to create something that we could also maintain. So that's why we have these like short and hybrid format of our seminars, and why we also reuse elements from our seminars when we create our workshop, or why we do the like drop-in short meditation once a week for just 15 minutes. So short and simple to maintain. I think that would be like the topics of stress and burnout and also psychological safety. Those have been very popular. I think that's because they are broadly relatable to many people. So most of us experience periods of stress at work or in life and not enough time to rest. And we all have an inherent need to feel safe psychologically. So these are basic human needs, and when they are not being met, our well-being suffers a lot, and our ability to excel as scientists becomes a lot more challenging. Because while it is true that excellent science can be produced in unhealthy psychosocial environments, we at CSI we really believe that the scientists who succeed there, they do so in spite of the environment, not because of it. So we hope that we can expand, and we welcome having more committee members join, especially people from other universities, as we hope to increase engagement and involvement across all universities in Sweden. And so if anyone feel called to contribute, so please get in touch with us. We also look forward to collaborating with other CSI initiative or like SciLifeLab initiatives such as Diversity, Equity and Inclusion Committee, to just name one.